This is Steve Zeltzer, Pacifica Labor Correspondent.
I'm with Trent Willis. He's the president of ILWU Local 10, and in front of the Grand Princess here in the Port of Oakland. And there are issues here about health and safety and what the workers and the community need to confront. So welcome, Trent.
On March 5th, we had an emergency labor relations committee meeting with the employers and the stevedore that is responsible for working the ship, Metropolitan Stevedoring Services, who is a subsidiary of the Carnival ship lines. They're responsible for getting the work done when ships dock in the Bay Area. We had a specific conversation with them about this ship and how it would be worked and how it would be worked in a way that was safe for both the workers working the ship and the community. Not to go over the whole plan that we made, specifically when it comes to the dumping of the garbage off of the ship. We made it clear to Metropolitan Stevedoring Services and also the Grand Princess lines that the trash coming off of this ship would not be dumped anywhere in this community. At that time, agreement...
This may be contaminated waste.
It may be contaminated waste. Well, there's no maybe about it. The ship is contaminated. So that means the waste from the ship is contaminated. And the agreement that was made is that the trash from this ship would be dumped on the water side of the ship onto a barge and taken to some special place to be incinerated. Now the shipping lines are pressuring us to discharge the trash from the dockside and to truck it through our community, which is unacceptable, and it is not the agreement that we made with the employers and the ship line in order to get this done. Okay, we also have been inquiring about the health conditions of the shipmates that were apparently being held hostage on the ship without medical care and without being able to contact people outside of the vessel, our relatives. We had many shipmates that were from other countries. Since then, there has been some movement on that. There have been some ship crewmen that have been disembarked from the ship and on their way home now. I was told today that there will be approximately 400 ship crewmen that will remain on the ship, and the ship will be taken out to sea and anchored and quarantined, which is also unacceptable. We want to know the conditions of the 400 ship crewmen that are left on the ship, and are they receiving proper medical care, and have they been able to contact their relatives. This is more than just whether longshore workers are working out here. This is a humanitarian issue, and we want to make sure not only that the longshoremen are safe here, but that everyone is safe here, including the ship crew. Doesn't matter that they're not from this country. It doesn't matter that Grand Princess line is under time constraints to get this work done. What matters is the safety of the members of the ILWU that are working out here, the safety of the crew, and the safety of the community. We were explicitly clear that we didn't want any contaminated trash from this vessel going anywhere through this community or being dumped in this community, and that means Oakland and the surrounding cities in Oakland.
And the crew, how can they quarantine the crew in a contaminated ship? Dr. Fauci has said that is improper containment. You're putting people in a contaminated ship and saying that's a quarantine. They're contaminating, it's like a Petri dish. How can they even talk about that?
I'm not sure. It doesn't sound right to me. I know that they're telling me that the trash needs to come off the ship because the ship can't be quarantined with the trash still on there. Well, then take the trash off the way that we agreed to take it off. I don't see how it's better to then dump the trash that is contaminated into this community. I explained to them that it was bigger than the longshoremen. Longshore Union is out here not only looking out for ourselves, but also this community and our relatives, our friends, and all of the people that live around here. That they don't deserve to be exposed to this virus in any form.
And what do you plan to do if the company says that they're going to go ahead and try to unload it? Who's doing the unloading?
Well, we were told, I've already explained to them, and I was explicit, that the longshore personnel out here will not be disembarking any trash or waste off of this ship onto this dock. I was told that there were plans being made to do this without us. I guess that they thought that was going to make me feel better, that our members weren't going to be the ones discharging the trash. However, I explained to them that this wasn't just about our members, that this was about the community, and we don't want the trash to be discharged off of the ship onto the dock at all. That's the highway patrol. Now these are some buses coming out with some of the crew members. We just unloaded their bags. The one thing we've been doing is we've been loading stores to make sure that the remaining crew members on the ship have plenty of supplies and food. So those are crew members there coming off, and they're being taken to airports and being allowed to be repatriated to their respective countries. Right, and then there's an ambulance that ambulance probably has a ship crewman in there that might have been infected with the virus. Hey.
So now the Filipino crew members, were they taken out already, or they?
From what I've been told, the Filipino crew members have been taken out and are on their way back home now. But there's no way to verify that because everything's being kept so hush-hush under the rug. It is clear that our government is not prepared for this pandemic, and we're being told a lot of different stories about how this virus is spread, and there's just too much unexplained and up in the air for us to make rash decisions because of time and money.
So there should be some transparency with the community, you're saying, and with the workers who do the work, and also they should carry out what they promised. Well, what reason did they say that they're not going to put it off on the other side and dump it as there instead of from this place? Is that money?
Well, they're telling me two reasons. One reason is they told me that the boat that they were using to offload the trash on the water side of the ship was broken. And I told them, well, that's not the only boat in the Bay Area. Another reason they told me is that they said Governor Newsom wanted this ship out of here tonight, and that they were under all of these time constraints. That's also unacceptable. When we have a situation like this going on, an emergency situation, time constraints and money and all of these things they keep mentioning to me are not acceptable to the Longshore Union nor to this community. And I've been making it absolutely clear to them that this is not a situation where you're just dealing with the Longshore Union. I made it clear to them that if the community comes out here to protest what they're doing, that the Longshore Union will be joining the community.